What's up, guys? My name is Jordan. I've been sober in recovery since September 28th of 2012. I'm an enrolled member of the Colville tribe. I'm from Omak, Washington, which is on the Colville Indian Reservation. I'm extremely proud of that. September 28th of 2012 is not just the day that I got sober. It's the day that my parents have been proud of me. It's the day that my grandparents started becoming more and more proud of me. It's the day that my brother and sisters started looking up to me again. And that means a ton, because my brother and sisters, man, they're my everything. They're my siblings. I love them to death. They're my everything. And I was just driving around thinking yesterday, man, there's over 400 federally recognized tribes in the United States of America, which means there is a bunch of people on each and every single one of those reservations that struggle from alcoholism and addiction, which means I was thinking yesterday, for me, the way it went is I wasn't able to find a solution until I recognized what the problem was, and I always thought the problem was the drugs, was the alcohol. Everyone in my family did too. Even some of the treatment centers I went to did too. They're like, just get the drugs away. Just get that problem away. Get the alcohol away. Get that problem away. You know, they sent me to my grandma's one time, away up in the woods. And they're like, the drugs aren't there, the alcohol's not there, the problem's not there, Jordan's there. It didn't turn out so well, because alcoholism and addiction snuck right up in me, man. Crawled up into my head and disguised itself as irritableness, as restlessness, as discontentness. I wasn't okay with who I was. I wasn't okay with who Jordan was. I wasn't okay with how I felt. So what does my brain do? What does my alcoholic brain do? My addictive brain do? Addiction brain do? Man, it thinks about calling. Who can I call? All of a sudden I remembered his phone number too from 5 years ago. Ring, ring. He's on his way. What happens? He drops off a pill or whatever your drug of choice was. Now I was okay. The solution that alcoholism told me that would work to this problem, which was me, actually worked. And then it worked. And then it would wear off. And I'd have to steal for some money. I'd have to lie for some money. I'd have to cheat for some money. I'd have to be a active addict or alcoholic and ruin people's lives to find this solution, because this problem was me. It wasn't alcohol, it wasn't drugs, but I never knew that, right? Because I'd be so irritable, restless, discontent. Drugs. I was good to go. So what's the problem and what is the solution? Man, September 28th of 2012, my mom and dad dropped me off at treatment, and I walked in there, and I started to become a little bit irritable. I started to become a little bit restless and discontent. My friend told me, hey, why don't you call so-and-so? He's been sober for a couple of years. He might know what to do. He might know how to help. He might be able to show you what he did, maybe. And so I call him, and he's like, okay, yeah, come to my house. Boom, go to his house. Tell him a few things. We read this book. I tell him some things that had happened to me, some things that I've done to people. He tells me about how effing selfish I am. He tells me how I only think about myself. I don't think about no one else and their feelings, only mine. You know, and then we prayed, and then we cried. And I remember like it was yesterday. What's the problem? What's the solution? I remember like it was yesterday, man. We were driving in his 2-door Toyota pickup truck. I was looking out the window. I got that solution without drugs and alcohol for the first time in my life. And then about a month after that, someone explained to me about the problem and the solution. He said, Jordan, man, that problem is you. That problem is alcoholism, is addiction. That problem is inside of you. That problem is restlessness, is irritableness, is discontentness. Your problem is not getting sober. You've been to jail how many times? You've been to treatment how many times? Detox how many times? You've gotten sober. The drugs weren't there. The alcohol wasn't there. The problem wasn't there. So then what had happened? You is what happened. You are the problem, and drugs were your solution. And I found a different solution that wasn't drugs, that wasn't alcohol, and it has only impacted my life in a extremely unimaginable positive way. And I believe each and every single person on each and every single damn reservation in the United States can find a different solution other than drugs and alcohol, as long as you accept, realize, and identify what the problem is. And for me, I was the problem, and drugs were my solution. And I just hope you find a different solution other than drugs and other than alcohol that will show you so much love in your life, man. I love alcoholism. I love alcoholics. I love everything that has to do with sobriety and recovery. And I think that each and every single one of us can find a better solution than drugs and alcohol.